This is the Madonna that Fagapagati with that Mafazian fork.
Yeah.
Look at that scar next to the ear.
What is that?
No, I was saying this male we saw a while ago, I recognize him just from the scar on the Mohican. The scar on his left ear. We saw him mating with a female about 2 weeks ago. You can see this male is much more dominant, his mane is much more developed. Incredible, eh? Quite a sight to see two male lions like this lying up in
This
a...
is unbelievable.
Lion breeding head of elephant.
The one on the left is beautiful, eh?
Yeah.
That full mane. If you have a look at this male here, you can see he's got a very distinctive scar on
Just
his,
above his
on
ear.
his right, yeah. On
it
his
looks like
right
two
ear.
sort of claw marks.
Exactly.
Just a fight?
Yeah, very possible. Have a look at his face as well. It's very, very kind of scarred.
Yeah.
These lions quite often fight. These two are obviously from the same litter, so they would be brothers. Possibly not necessarily from the same litter, but from the same pride, so possibly born at quite a similar age or similar time, and you'll find they've formed a coalition, the two of them. Much more beneficial to form a coalition like this, two male lions protecting a territory as opposed to one. They'll be able to reign for a lot longer than, say, one individual lion reigning over a certain territory. So it can often be beneficial to form an alliance with another male lion.
So he's scarred from the fight with another lion?
Yeah, quite often you'll see lions' faces are usually quite scarred, even when they feed. It's a very aggressive affair. You know, they hunt as a unit, but then as soon as they catch something, it's kind of every lion for itself.
And so, do they usually sort of sit out in the open like this?
No, that's what's so great about it being an overcast day like this. Generally they'll seek shelter from the heat, so at this time of the morning they're already sleeping in very thick undergrowth, and at the moment you can see it's quite nice and cool, so they can afford to lie right out in the open. Try and see if they'll tolerate us a little bit closer. I want to position myself into a position where I can get a picture of the two of you. Just see how they react. Once again, just like the elephants, we just watch reaction from them. If he puts his head down low and his ears start to flatten slightly, or his tail starts to flick, you know they're getting a bit irritable with us. This one doesn't look as relaxed as this one here. This one's pretty relaxed. Now he's watching the vehicle there. Yeah, these animals will sleep for about 18 hours a day. They spend a lot of the day sleeping. You'll find they are opportunistic, so if the opportunity presented itself, they would definitely hunt. But these males look relatively full. Can you see their stomachs are quite distended?
Yeah.
You can imagine a male being quite conspicuous. It's not as effective as the females. You know, that mane kind of gives them away. They've got a big, a large frame to kind of try and hide. They need in a row here. I just want to see how relaxed this guy is. Look at all those flies on his face. Look how scarred his face is. Now it was interesting, the first time we saw these guys wasn't very long ago, and they weren't relaxed with us at all, but over time, you know, with us pushing the envelope all the time, you can see he's letting us know that he's not that happy, so we're going to give him a bit more space. You see him growling at us like that.
Yeah.
Eventually he decided to move off. Once again, he's not looking at you in the vehicle, he has no idea that you're actually sitting in the vehicle, he's looking at the vehicle as a whole. And we're quite a big thing. You can see they're full, hey? I mean, look how and the males get kicked out of the pride generally when they reach sexual maturity. To prevent inbreeding or prevent them breeding from pride members, they get kicked out. They need to re-establish their own territory, possibly mate with females from other prides. So these males would have also been kicked out of their pride, which probably was, you know, much further west or north or south of this area, and they've now moved into this area.
And how big are prides usually?
It can be anything from 3 members up to 30 members in some areas. We used to have a pride here. How big was a mountain pride before it went down to 18?
It was 26.
It was 26 animals, then it went down to 18. And we used to see them quite often, 18 lying up together. It was incredible.
That one lying down, it's great, Esther, if you look into the video camera, because you can see its paw. You can see like the...
Oh yeah, look at that, eh?
Look at the zebra.
And that's the same track that we saw. Remember, we were looking at the track, so it gives you a good idea of what the pad looks like. See, these zebra want to come down and drink here. They've probably seen these lions.
And can leopards kill these lions or not really?
Can leopards
Yeah.
do what?
Much smaller.
Much smaller, yeah. Yeah, even a male leopard stands no chance against a lioness, you know. The lioness is much bigger. Just to give you an idea, a big male leopard, a big male leopard will weigh not much more than 80-85 kilograms, with a lioness, a relatively small lioness, about 125-130 kilograms.
And are lions pretty fast?
They are quick, but they're very little stamina, so you'll find over about a spacing of about 200 meters they can really reach their maximum speed, and then they lose interest quite quickly. These guys aren't going to be hunting for a while. You can see they're full. If a zebra literally walked past here, they would probably put their heads up, look at it, and then pop their heads back down. But look at the size of those paws, hey? I mean, they're just massive. We don't often get to see males. I mean, quite difficult to find because you don't usually find them in big prides. Yeah, they're generally solitary animals, or, you know, in coalitions that follow the prides in the area. So you'll find their role is a protective role. If new male lions move into the area, they'll protect the cubs that they've obviously side with the females from those animals. See now, watch them looking at us. Just picking up on some movement. Those eyes almost look straight through you, hey? As you can see, not the most hygienic of cats either. Thinks it's an elephant bull and must, urinating all over its legs. So he'll go lie up some distance away from us, just getting some ground between. Like I say, I mean, they're not going to go far at all today. They probably won't move until tomorrow, or they won't move very far. They've got water. What they generally go do is, obviously there's a lot of salt in blood, so you'll find what they usually go do is go look for some water. Yeah, that's an awesome picture.
Put your video camera down.